Hi there, I'm Mary Annarella of Lyrical Knits, and thank you for joining me for this tutorial for how to cast on to 2 needles for either brioche work or fisherman's rib knitting. Now you can do whatever cast on you like. I do a version of long tail that I think is called Norwegian. It's very similar, so I'm still going to need, my long tail over here. And because both brioche and fisherman's rib require a very loose cast on, if you make a too tight cast on, it's going to pull in too much and your knitting will just flare right out. So I solve that by using 2 of the same needle size to cast onto. So let's say this is a size 5 needle, and that's the size that I'm going to be doing most of my brioche or fisherman's rib knitting with. I'm going to take 2 size 5 needles, hold them together, and cast onto these at the same time. So to do that, I'll make my little slip knot, and I'll put the slip knot right over both needles and tighten it up. There we go. All right, so again, you don't have to do this exact type of cast on, but you need a loose one. So that's why I like casting onto 2 needles. So the only tricky part about this is that if you're doing long tail or Norwegian or twisted German or whatever, you do have to be careful that the cast on loop is over both needles, just like that. And generally that means I need to slow down a little bit. Okay, again, I don't know if this is called Norwegian or what, but it's got basically an extra twist from long tail. I go down, around, so that gives you an extra twist, and then pull through like this. Here we go. You could do, depending on your project, you could do a cabled cast on or something like, or knitted on cast on, but do it onto 2 needles is what I like to do. Some people just cast on to a much larger needle, but I don't have too many of those around. So I don't have too many size 10 needles around. There we go. All right, now I keep hoping that I'll make a mistake so that I can show you how it works. So I'm going to intentionally make a mistake here and say, oh, look how I caught only 1 needle with my cast on. You don't want to do that because then this stitch here, that cast on stitch, is going to be too tight. So I'm going to slip that right off and get back to the business of casting on, making sure that I catch both needles. There we go. Now for the hat pattern that I just came out that links to this video, there are a lot more stitches that you have to cast on, but I just wanted to give you a feel for how it works. So let's say I've cast on all the stitches that I need, because hey, this is plenty. I'm going to take one of these needles out. So to do that, it means I need to hold on to one of them and pull on the other. So what I'll do is I'll hold on to this top one with my right hand, and with my left hand, I'm just going to pull the one out all the way. There we go. So now you've got a nice loose cast on, because brioche and fisherman's rib stitches, they take up more space than stockinette or reverse stockinette certainly do. So here we go.